All right, so Stormy, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. How about
Good,
yourself?
good. I'm well, thank you. So first off, tell me, how excited are you for season two of For the Love of DILFs?
I am way more excited about season two than I was for season one because season one, I was afraid. I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, what if I get locked in this house and I hate the guys from Daddy TV and OUTtv? What if it's not what they said it was going to be? What if it's an ambush? Um, so now that I know that I love them, I was way more excited about season two.
There you go, perfect. And with this new set of Himbos and Daddies, what can we expect from this season?
So I think that no matter how prepared you are for a show, because so yes, it was the same location, it was the same mansion, it was the same crew. It was, I knew Topher, the writer, very well. Like I was, involved in. I knew all the scripts, I knew all the things. Like, no matter how prepared you are for this show, you
Mhm.
never know. The cast is always going to be different.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen. So you kind of have to be prepared to not know what is going on.
Mhm.
And I guess the biggest difference between season one and season two, other than we just made all these great improvements and I was more comfortable, is that the contestants coming in this time had something to reference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Season one, nobody knew what the fuck was going on, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Season two, they could all kind of watch. And that sort of split the contestants into, in my perception,
Hmm.
two different boxes. One who really understood that this was a chance and understood the opportunity for what it was,
Hmm.
and that they better be on good behavior because you act like an ass, you're going to be on TV and your mama going to see it. Um, and how to really kind of make the most and go in with an open heart.
Hmm.
Or the other side who sort of wanted to work it more like a game show and how to facilitate other people losing or getting more time. So you could see that the all the behaviors were a little bit more intense, whether it was I'm really going to try for love or I'm really going to try to get them out so I stay longer.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, there was also plenty of spicy drama, right?
Of course, of course. I mean, you have a bunch of, scantily clad horny men in a house. What do you expect is going to happen?
Yes, exactly. Well, is there anything you ultimately hope audiences take away from this series?
Actually, yeah, and I've spoken about this a lot. I
Hmm.
almost feel like a broken record at this point. But like, yes, there's drama. Yes, there's, entertainment, there's silly games, there's beautiful men, there's scandal, all of those things.
Hmm.
Yes. And some of it is literally eye candy, and some of it is literally like entertainment, trash TV, although I'm the trashiest one on there. But I did not expect that is what I really want people to take away is the other side of this, which is so serious that I was completely blindsided by this. That I think that everyone can really should pay attention to and learn a lesson from, especially the hetero people who are watching. They're probably only watching because they're fans of mine.
Hmm.
Is how open and honest and willing to have conversations about um, boundaries
Yeah.
and STDs and consent and body positivity
Hmm.
that the straight side is nowhere near having these open, blunt conversations.
Hmm.
I know, especially women, hetero women. I know so many straight women. And I know the show's about gay, like
Hmm.
I understand, but I cannot tell you how many straight women I know that have been in a marriage even for
Hmm.
decades who don't have these conversations with their husband.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm not talking about just the serious, the not fun stuff like STDs and consent. I'm talking about like the fun stuff too, like pleasure.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Like, you can't tell your husband or your partner of 20 years what you like and don't like as far as being pleasured. But these two guys who never met are having a conversation that is so non-judgmental and authentic and honest and open. Take a lesson, pay attention.
Exactly. Definitely. I agree. Well, now, the For the Love of DILFs, is this really your first time stepping into the world of reality television?
No, I did Surreal Life for VH1.
Okay, I thought you did Surreal Life, but I wasn't sure. Well,
Um,
now that you kind of have a little bit more experience, because we know your work in adult entertainment and, of course, your whole drama with the big orange buffoon, how have you embraced reality television?
I don't even know if I would say I've embraced it. I was so nervous about doing it. I actually turned it down when I first approached because everything in my life has become such clickbait. I'm so
Yeah.
sick of people, like, changing what I say or rearranging or using my voice to fit their narrative or their agenda. That I was just tired of it, honestly. So I wouldn't say this is a kind of a its own thing. I wouldn't say that I'm into reality TV. I'm into working with OUTtv and Daddy TV because
Okay.
they're a different animal that I really respect.
Mhm.
Uh, but overall, it's just, most of the interviews I do. I did an interview recently where it was hours long. Great interview, by the way. The reporter did a great job.
Mhm.
The headline had nothing to do with anything that was said in the article, and it was actually something. It was a sentence that I said like 3 years ago.
Okay.
It's just feeling out of control of my own narrative kind of makes me apprehensive about any sort of reality TV. But in this case, different. They were amazing.
Awesome, fantastic. And you would say that For the Love of DILFs is good representation for the queer community?
I don't want to speak for the community as a whole, but I believe so. Yes. I mean,
Okay.
we have a wide range of body types, professions.
Mhm.
Obviously, Daddies and Himbos clears up the age, but races, walks of life. I feel like it's as inclusive as it can be with the number of people who apply.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I do. They seem to be happy with it. I'm not going to speak for them, but I haven't heard otherwise. As a matter of fact, I've heard the contrary, that it seems to be one of the most inclusive shows out there, if not the most inclusive.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. And as the DILF Mansion house mother and counselor, coaching these himbos and daddies to find love, what is the best advice you can offer?
I I told them, and in one of the episodes, I don't know if you've seen it, and I hope I don't ugly cry in it. Um, don't waste your opportunities. The only thing we can't get back is time. But by the same token, don't force it.
Hmm.
And I think that one of the biggest challenges for someone, you know, coming into the mansion is that the queer community, a lot of them just want to be loved. They want to be wanted, and they are willing to overlook some behaviors and red flags, if you will,
Hmm.
just because I don't want to use the word desperate, but they so desire to
Hmm.
have somebody there for them. And I'm comfortable using that analogy because although I am not a gay man in DILF Mansion, I know that feeling from coming from the adult business and from what I've been through in the last few months. Like, sometimes it's just really lonely, and you might let your guard down and open yourself up to some more toxic people or behavior
Hmm.
just because you want someone to be there.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
I was able to kind of explain that situation to them, and where they're looking at me going, but you're, a hot porn chick, like, you have blonde hair, and like you're Stormy. How can you be, And I'm like, this is what I went through, and it
Yeah.
was very different, but also spooky similar. Uh,
Yeah,
and so at the same time, don't give up hope, but don't. The best things happen when you're not forcing them, I think.
exactly. Yeah, never force it. I agree. Yes. Now, is it true that OutTV has already greenlit a third season?
It is true. We start filming in a couple months.
Okay, so what are your hopes for that season?
I want to get. I know that we are getting a bigger and better mansion. I'm hoping that my bedroom has a jacuzzi tub. So there's
Yes.
that. Um, And I just hope that we have more of a range in, yes, I already said it's very inclusive. We've done a very good job in different like body types, different ethnicities, that kind of thing. I think we've done a very good job there. I personally would like to see a more diverse in professions.
Okay, in professions. Okay, awesome, perfect. All right, Stormy. Well, how can one stay up to date with you?
Obviously, for the Love of DILF season 2 begins airing on OUTtv on January 23rd. So check that out. Me personally, you can follow me on Twitter. Always look for the blue check mark, people. Stop getting catfished. My Twitter is simply Stormy Daniels. My Instagram is the Stormy Daniels. And please check out my new podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your podcast listening enjoyment. It is called Beyond the Norm with Stormy Daniels. Please check that out, like and subscribe, because the more people who subscribe, the madder the haters are going to get.
Exactly. Yeah.